you told them was a your bucker, yo. One time you consistent, them never feature you. But as soon as you fall, I saw them picture you. Oh. I rather people write me off than judge a fight me off. Or people fight me off than judge a write me off. I rather people write me off than judge a fight me off. So go and fight me, judge a like me. People see one, and judge a see one, right? People see darkness, yeah. And judge a see sunlight. When them say I'm doing right, you're by my side. But when you feel I'm doing wrong, you run to hide. In the presence of the Almighty, I will abide. Cause if you try to live with people, you slip and slide. I rather people write me off than judge a fight me off. Or people fight me off than judge a write me off. I rather the people them write me off than judge a fight me off. So come on, fight me, judge me, yeah. People see and judge see, alright, yeah. People see darkness, but judge see sunlight. So why you inspecting me and you're almost blind? You try to see the speck in me. It's like you said the Lord thing. You keep on judging me while Jesus set me free. People see I see one right. People see darkness. Jaja see sunlight. So go on, shine your light. People see one. And Jaja see one right.
Entertainment, information, conversation. All on Street 91.9 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
I need Jesus, like the body need alkaline. So tell the devil packing things up and right out of me. Tell the devil let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. Let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. I don't want no punching that does interfere with my lungs. Just give me Jesus, cause that never get me through. Some feel this thing underrated, but I just appreciate it. Cause in Jesus I am blessed with so much side effects. I got love, I got peace, flowing like a river. Joy all over me, yeah. I'm feeling like a winner. Cause too long the devil had me down. Yes, me down. Tell them that I'm no longer bound. Tell the devil let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. Let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. I don't want no weed, no deal with no kind of drugs. Just give me my Jesus, or wrap me up with his love. Some say this thing underrated, but I just appreciate it. Cause in Jesus I am blessed with so much side effects. I got love, I got peace, flowing like a river. Joy all over me, yeah. Feeling like a winner. Cause too long the devil had me down. Tell them that I'm no longer bound. Tell the devil let go. You know let me. God in control of me. nothing complicated, but I does appreciate it. As in Jesus I am blessed with so much silence. I got love, I got peace, flowing like a river, joy inside of me, feeling like a winner. Cause too long the devil had me down. Tell them that I'm no longer born. Tell the devil let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. Let go. You know let me. God in control of me. I'm a lifestyle never live. So I will do them no more. Do them no more. I will do them no more. Things I used to do, I can do them no more. I can't go there no more. Can't go there no more. Places I used to go, I can't go there no more.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world, the Street919fm.com.
True story. Hey, my testimony. My testimony. Yeah. Woke up in the morning, got breath in my spirit, and I don't load. I want to know what it is in my spirit that I don't load. If Jesus saying yes, then nobody could say no. So say no. Weeping may endure for the night, but you don't know that when they come with it, see me, me say, oh, I like that. And when they come with the doctors report, me say, oh, I like that. And when you say you can't mount to nothing, oh, it's a like that. Tell them gone with the negative charge. Oh, I like that. I stand firm, you stand back. Watch God work, no lunch break. That speak Jesus truth, forget the facts. I hear what they say, I didn't say that. If God say yes, then don't please stop. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and then answer back. Bend the bar. Bend the bar. Could be lying down sick and in bed. The devil messing with your head. The devil messing with your bread. Take away your piggy bank, take away your head. Oh, no sickness, no blight, no devil from down low. Can't keep me from what Jesus said is mine, and you don't know that when you come with it, see me, me say, oh, I like that. And when they come with the doctors report, me say, oh, I like that. And when you say you can't mount to nothing, that's a lie, that's a lie. Come with the negative charge, come with the negative. I stand firm, you stand back. Watch God work, no lunch break. That speak Jesus truth, forget the facts. I hear what they say, I didn't say that. If God say yes, then don't play slack. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer. Bend the bar. By His stripes I am healed. The bar. Did it just for me. The bar. Whose report? Would you believe? 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 Bend the bar. Bend the bar. Bend the bar. Yo, well, you don't know the thing critical and crucial is Friday night plays in the fire as usual, and you're listening to Pastor Google on Street 919 FM. Boom! Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Feeling that type of way, so high that I am floating over clouds. Needles in my veins, not talking about no powder in my nose. Let me tell you one time, since I met the Savior, my life filled with sunshine, unlimited favor. Whenever I outside, people watch me strange, but them don't understand that it's Jesus in my brain, boy. I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Over mountain, no sign of slowing, only overdosing. No, if this thing illegal, it's best they throw me in jail. Cause the joy that the Father gives to me, they can never take it away. I say I can't get enough of this feeling, I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I'm not just gonna get enough of you.
Listen to the street, 919 FM.
Can't get enough. Nobody going outside. Yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't never been drum side. Ooh, yeah. Tell them. Mr. Lester is the name. You might know me from my days. I was tearing up the stage. I was mashing up the place. Who would think a few years later I would change up my behavior to something greater? I get an encounter. God said, listen, daughter, I have an assignment here for you. This ain't what I sent you here to do. Michelle, girl, I love you. Come back to your father. And right in that moment, my heart was changed. One set of tears, I got no more faith. Thank God for amazing grace. Now I turn a different page. Nobody can stop my praise. Nobody can stop my praise. People say that I ain't changed. Them go say what they go say. Nobody can stop my praise. Nobody can stop my praise. I tell you, I safe on the inside. Nobody going outside. I safe on the inside. I'm leaning on the Lord's side today. I'm not going to turn back again. In Christ I go stay. It had nothing for me outside there.
Me shot girl one anything. My story kinda the same. Calypso I used to sing, and it's corn I used to win. can stop my praise. I tell you, I said from the inside, nobody going outside. I said from the inside, I'm leaning on the Lord's side today. I'm not going to turn back again. In Christ I go stay. It had nothing for me outside day.
It had nothing for me outside day. Say it had nothing for me. It had nothing for me. Nothing for me outside day. No way. No demon in hell can conquer me. I am under a new authority. I can't change my past or change my heart. Bring a new wine out of me.
This world have nothing to offer me. In Jesus I find security. I tell you, I said from the inside,
I'm not going back outside of me. Now I turn a different page. Nobody can stop my praise. Nobody can stop my praise.
People say that I ain't changed. They go say what they go say. Nobody can stop my praise. Nobody can stop my praise.
I tell you, I said from the inside. Nobody going outside.
I said from the inside,
I'm leaning on the Lord's side today.
I'm not going to turn back again. In Christ I go stay. There's nothing for me outside there.
And nothing for me. No.
Nobody can stop my praise. Nobody can stop my praise.
And nothing for we. No.
They go say,
Tell them.
nobody can
That's
stop my
nothing for
praise.
we.
Nobody can stop my praise.
Nobody going
I'm not
outside.
going nowhere.
I'm leaning on the Lord's side today.
Kingdom artists again. Hey. I wanna tell you about the goodness of Jesus towards me. I could remember where God brought me from. How He took me off the mud and He saved my life from drowning. I used to walk around with my face down in the ground. Depression was my
Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Oh yeah.
Show the greatness inside you, baby.
I am a winner. Almighty make me know. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am from Trinbago. I am a winner. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Can't break beyond, take full flight. Love and unite, yeah. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Beyond take full flight, love and united islands. Many great men and women shine out, taking the West Indian name all around the world. We know the less than nobody else. Know that you're great, you too can do it. Better get to it. The islands might be small, with a big dream you can't stop me at all.
No, you can do it. Get up and show the greatness inside you, baby.
I am a winner. Almighty make me know. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am from Trinbago. I am a winner. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Can't break beyond, take full flight. Love and unite, yeah. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Can't break beyond, take full flight. Love and unite, yeah. Greatness lies deep inside us. Show them what you got, show them what you got, show them what you got. Greatness lies deep inside us. Keep reaching for the top, we go reach it up. I am a winner. Almighty make me know. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. From a little island. I am a winner. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Can't break beyond, take full flight. Love and unite, yeah. We come to win, that's our life. Hot like the blazing sunlight. Can't break beyond, take full flight. Love and unite, yeah.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Entertainment, information, conversation. All on Street 91.9 FM. The official station that defends the nation.
Than one. On a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is better than one. The strength of few could mean that of a nation. Two is better than one. On a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is better than one. Ooh yeah yeah. Ooh yeah yeah yeah. Ooh yeah yeah. Ooh yeah yeah. Ooh yeah yeah, ooh yeah yeah yeah, ooh yeah yeah, ooh yeah yeah, ooh yeah yeah yeah. When you're walking with Don't be ashamed. Seek out my brother when you're walking with your Lord. Don't be ashamed. We need one another when you're walking with your Lord. Don't be ashamed. Seek out my brother when you're walking with your Lord. One is a flame, but two is a fire. Two is faster than one. And a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is better than one. The strength of few could mean that of a nation. Two is better than one. And a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is better than one. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Fire in the fire. Oh yeah, yeah. Fire in my people. Oh yeah, yeah. Burn the fire. Oh yeah, yeah. The fire in my people. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Burn the fire. Oh God. Where is the fire? Oh God. Just as Christ took hold of the cross, so came a man to give him a hand. Just as Christ took hold of the cross, so came a man to show us a plan to understand. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Two is faster than one. And a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is faster than one. The strength of few could mean that of a nation. Two is faster than one. And a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is faster than one. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Two is better than one. And a 3-4 chord is not easily broken. Two is better than one. The strength of few could mean that of a nation. Two is better than one. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Fire in the people. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The fire in the people. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is the fire? Oh God. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is the fire?
the best upgrade. He came from earth and died on the cross. Rose up just like a boss. When you see me smiling, he's the boss. I can't leave him. Can't leave him. Never condemn or forsaken me dread. I can't leave him. Can't leave him. God man, I live in for God I go there. I am under the rock. The rock is higher than I. Jehovah hides me. I am under the rock. Go tell my enemies I am under the rock. Jehovah hides me. I am under the rock. I am under the rock. The rock is higher than I. Jehovah hides me. I am under the rock. Go tell my enemies I am under the rock. Jehovah hides me. I am under the rock. From revelry to righteousness, from hellbound to holiness, from sin to salvation, kingdom destination. Jesus, Yahweh, Yeshua, Jehovah.
Good day, good day, good day. On today we letting you all know that Pastor Hannah will not be with us for a little while. Don't worry, for a little while. Right, so those of you who are looking out for Pastor Hannah, just letting you all know that Pastor Hannah will not be with us for a little while. And we ask you to, continue to stay with us on the Street Right 919 FM. Pastor Google is going to continue to give you the best gospel music, give you the best talk and everything that Street 919 has to offer. So let me thank our sponsors that would have taken up position from 9 o'clock. We had Mr. Wayne Delamore, all right, Mr. Wayne Delamore, and after Mr. Wayne Delamore from 9 to 9:30, Mr. Wayne Delamore, and after Mr. Wayne Delamore, we had Big Mike from 10:05 to 10:55. We had Big Mike and the Wellness Center. So we want to thank our two sponsors for today, and would have kicked off the ball rolling. Would have always that you can look forward to hearing is the Titans of Democracy. All right, with Mr. Bruce Wayne and Mr. Dominic Romain, who are on today. All right, so I am now sitting in the hot seat and going to be with you until 2 o'clock. And today we have an interesting discussion that we're going to throw out to you, and we want to hear your views on it. We have I'm supposed to have a guest coming in, a surprise guest that is supposed to be joining me today. And if you don't know, well, trust me, today you have to come on, because we're gonna tie some things together. We're gonna tie in some loose ends and bring it to your attention. Some information that I think is being over how to put it. No, let me find the right words. I think that there are some information that is being left out or omitted, or people are not aware of. And we are a nation. Let's not fool ourselves. We are a nation that forget a whole lot. If I play you some videos and I was to just remind you all of some things, you all are going to be very much surprised. I sometimes I don't do certain things because of my safety. Because I'm a little safety and I want to be safe when I'm traveling home, and I don't want anybody rushing me and stuff like that. Sometimes that's the only reason why I don't jump out myself and show some videos. But there are some videos, if I was to show to this nation today, certain people should not be confronting us and talking to us about anything. Right? That's one. Two, So, Miss B. Sessa, it is really annoying and it's really sad, It's really annoying and sad when you have somebody like Miss B. Sessa telling her councillors, don't go to a meeting with the Prime Minister. Really sad when she would have done it. The exact thing that Dr. Rowley is doing now, when Miss B. Sessa was once the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, she would have had meetings with councillors from the both sides, UNC and PNM. And a lot of us are not hearing and a lot of us are not listening to that. So when you hear some of their pontificators and some of their gurus and some of their talk show callers calling in and making statements, it makes you sit and wonder, so wait now, Dr. Rowley and Mr. Manning and all of the other leaders should have boycotted, or Dr. Rowley should have told his councillors in 2010 not to attend any meeting that Ms. Bisessa is having. But we're so politically driven, and we're not seeing, hey, this would have happened before. That's why Ms. Bisessa could say that she is for party and not country. That statement to boycott is a clear outcut of party, not country.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Yeah. So, Ms. Bisessa would have told her councillors do not attend. Do not attend the meeting, right? And her councillors would have taken heed and not attend the meeting. Except one guy who decided that he was going to attend the meeting. So let me show you this. Come on the live. Come on YouTube and on Facebook. We're building a case. I always like to build my case. All right? I love to build my case. I love to build a case. So, jump on the live. Come on the live. Come on the Street 919 FM Facebook page. And on YouTube, which is Iwer TV. So I'm giving you about, let me say, 2 minutes to jump on the live. Because I want to show you. I have a picture up already. So I want to show you what I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about this whole, we're going to talk about some things today. All right? So join me on the live. Join me on the live right now. Street 919 FM Facebook page and on Iwer TV on YouTube. Let's get this discussion on the ball, on the roll. Let's get this discussion started right here on Street 919. Right? So join me on Facebook and join me on YouTube. Don't miss it, You have to come on the live. I want you to join me on the live today as we look into this to discuss this issue. So when you come on the live, let me know where you're joining me from. So when you come on the live, when you come on to the live today, just type in Gasparillo, La Romaine, Monrepo, Mova, Maraval, Cascade, Arima, Bonnet. Just let me know where you're coming in from. And I will, be very glad to see and to understand and to be aware of all where you're joining us from, right? So please, when you come on the live, let me know where you're joining me from. And as you come on the live, build the live, share the live, tell somebody that Google is on the Street 919 FM. Right, let me see. And now I'm going to look and see. No, man. We could do better than that. YouTube, thank you very much, YouTube. Thank you very much, YouTubers. Right. So jump on YouTube, Iwer TV, the Street 919 FM on Facebook. Let's do this. So, you all remember, Miss Bisessa, I'm going to play Miss Bisessa words. Listen to Miss Bisessa saying this to Trinidad and Tobago. You all want to know why? Okay, why will Miss Bisessa say don't go to a meeting with the Prime Minister? This is why.
The people to support you. So you want to be leader, and said you want to be whatever it is, Prime Minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. Well, go to hell. The people to support you. So you want to be leader, and said you want to be whatever it is, Prime Minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. Well, go to hell.
So to the councillor who would have gone to the meeting because he didn't get the memo, all right? He said that he didn't get the memo that would have told the councillors not to go to the meeting yesterday. He said, I didn't get the memo, you know. If there was a memo that was sent out, then I didn't get a memo. Next time, they had to send the memo to me because I didn't get it. And let me tell you something that what's so strange about that? You know what's strange about that? Is that Miss Bisessa said it in the Monday Night Forum. So my partner said he didn't watch the Monday Night Forum then. He don't listen to the Monday Night Forum. Because it was live on the Monday Night Forum. So how could you say you didn't get the memo? You didn't get the memo. Nobody tell you about it. Nobody tell you not to go. But it was on the Monday Night Forum, brethren. That I will expect that you, as a councillor or as a member of the UNC, would have been looking at the Monday Night Forum. You will look at the Monday Night Forum. Your political leader, Ms. Bisessa, made a statement in the Monday Night Forum. You in hear the statement, you show up at the meeting, and you have Anil Roberts and all of them running out themselves now because they vex, They're saying that the media is the worst in this country. The media is the worst? I think all the media is the worst because at the end of the day, the man decided that he going to the meeting. He was going to the meeting. He didn't get the memo not to go to the meeting. You understand? He didn't get that memo. So, you all need to check how you all dispersing information to your councillors so that you won't have to be embarrassing them like that. You don't have to embarrass the man. You know what I mean?
Go to hell. The people to support you. So you want to be leader, and said you want to be whatever it is, Prime Minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. Well, go to hell. Go.
So listen to this now, right? So now my partner said he didn't hear this. My partner said he didn't hear this. So listen to this, right? Listen to this.
Leader Kamala Prasad Bisessa reads the Riot Act to UNC local government representatives on Monday night, warning them against attending a closed-door meeting with the Prime Minister, which was carded for 9 a.m. today, Tuesday, at the government campus plaza.
Do not give him an audience. And he cannot fire you, remember that? You could fire him, but he cannot fire you. So don't feel when he call, you must go running.
Last week, chairmen of the 14 municipal corporations received correspondences informing them of the meeting initially scheduled for Monday but later postponed to Tuesday. TV6 acquired a WhatsApp notice to all members of council reading, quote, all chairmen, mayors are expected to be in attendance with their councillors and aldermen. In attendance to this meeting would be the Prime Minister and the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, end quote.
That is a PR stunt. That is a total hypocritical public relations gimmick. For 7 years, you've done nothing. And look at all over our country, the flooding, the roads, infrastructure, everything going through. But he wants you to come and sit down there and listen to him for an hour.
So we're coming back after the news, all right, with Miss Vanessa Thomas.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Tune into the Street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinau Thomas.
The scripture says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com. News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online, Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, PH driver killed by passenger in Belmont. 8 people homeless after Pleasantville fire. A farmer dies after accidentally ingesting poison, and internationally 4-day extreme heat warning for parts of the UK. And now the news in detail. A PH taxi driver was gunned down in Belmont last night. The victim has been identified as Rassan Richardson of Leotard Street in Belmont. Police said the taxi driver was plying his car for hire along Gloucester Lodge Road in Gonzales around 8:20 p.m. when an armed suspect who was in his vehicle asked Richardson to stop nearby. As the driver complied, the passenger reportedly pulled out a gun and shot Richardson. It is reported that as the car came to a stop near Lovers Lane, the gunman got out and ran off. A fire in Pleasantville Monday night has left 8 people homeless. 31-year-old Catherine Tellersford, a part-time URP worker, says she was at her Coconut Boulevard home with her husband, a construction worker, along with their 2 children, her nephew, her 2 brothers, her 64-year-old mother and her mother's companion, when the fire broke out shortly after 10 p.m. Tellersford said the TNT fire service went into a wrong road, and by the time they arrived at the right house, the entire structure was already engulfed. She said the children's school books, uniforms and computer devices were destroyed in the blaze. Tellersford's 2 children are 7 and 10 years old, while her nephew is 7. Anyone willing to assist the family can contact 317-1270 or 292-5186. A poultry farmer reportedly died after he accidentally ingested a poisonous substance. 44-year-old Gerard Boudou of Penal Rock Road in Maruga was at his farm around 2 p.m. Saturday when he grabbed a bottle that was on the ground thinking it was water. He told relatives he took a big sip. As he was thirsty, however, he quickly realized it was a chemical substance. Boudou said he spat out the water and washed out the remnants in his mouth and returned home. He did not think much of it until later when he began feeling unwell. His relatives reportedly gave him medication. However, around 6 p.m. that day, Boudou began feeling worse. His relatives continued to monitor his progress and contacted a doctor. Boudou then told the doctor what happened, and he ordered Boudou to be taken to the Princestown Health Facility. However, Boudou died on Sunday while undergoing treatment. Internationally, the UK Met Office has issued a 4-day amber extreme heat warning, meaning vulnerable people's health could be impacted and travel could be disrupted. The warning applies to southern and central England and parts of Wales from midnight on Thursday until Sunday. Temperatures are set to reach up to 35 degrees Celsius in some areas. The Amber Alert is the longest the UK Met Office has issued since it introduced the warning system in 2021. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online, Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines: a PH driver killed by passenger in Belmont. 8 people homeless after Pleasantville fire. A farmer dies after accidentally ingesting poison. And internationally, 4-day extreme heat warning for parts of the UK. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Same trap. Oh, when will mankind learn to see? That the further we stray from Jehovah's roadmap, is the more we invite in misery. There's no better way in this world for peace and total rest. Tried and tested, Christ's way is the best. No philosophy, no creed could ever supersede what the Holy Bible, wonderful oracle, showing the people. Oh yeah, and 2 shall be in the field, 1 shall be taken. Oh yeah, 2 shall be at the wheel, only 1 will fly. Every stone shall be upturned and false doctrine.
Share the law. Share the law. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
His word stands on its own and proves its worth. Yesterday, today, forever. God's promises changes never. And true government is when God leads the leader. Lead them on, yeah. True government is when God leads my leaders. Oh, oh, yeah. Badila da badila pampade. Serious thing now. Well, hear the message in the rhythm. Oh, yeah. Badila da badila pampade. Problem number one is so plain and simple. Religion, it has sentenced God to death. With falsehood and folly, they blindfold simple people for power and the profit that they get. Some would burn you at the stake, rock you and wheel you out for mere denial or even doubt. With violence and bribery they try. Is your soul they want to buy? But Jesus said, come freely, all who labor and are weary. Come rest in me. Christ say, rest in me. And I say, two shall be in the field, one shall be chosen. Oh yeah, two shall be at the wheel, only one will fly. Man, every stone shall be upturned and false government shaken. While God's truth and his people are lifted high, so high. The Father never needed religion or systems of earth. His truth stands on its own and proves its worth. Yesterday, today, forever. God's statutes changes never. No man, true government is when God leads my leaders. Oh, oh yeah, true government is when God instructed the leader. You're listening to the Father. Oh, oh, oh. Will hear me lament for true government, from the president to the parliament, transforming the government, yeah. Affecting the vagrant on the pavement. We want a leader that is heaven sent. Oh, oh, oh. Mathematicians, physicians, politicians, atheists, etc. deny God or decide to just patronize. Hey, they tolerate Christianity as just a social matter. To bury, for marriage, and to baptize. Hey man, check the first two presidents of the United States of America. They were Orthodox, practicing Christians. Because the mysteries of God's plan are nonsense to carnal man. The master say walk by faith, never to extrapolate. Cause he's too great, I know he's too great. And I say two shall be in the field, one shall be chosen. Yeah, yeah, two shall be at the wheel, only one will fly. Man, every stone shall be upturned and false government shaken to the root. While God's truth and his people are lifted high, so high. The Father never needed religion or systems of earth. No, his word stands on its own and proves its worth. Yesterday, today, forever. God's statutes changes never. Oh man, true government is when God leading the leader, instructing the leader. We want a government that's tried and true to represent me and you from the Christian crew. Without a word from God, what we gonna do? We want a man from the chosen few. Oh, 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 oh. Somebody love somebody. This when God leads the leader. It was always true messengers of God's salvation who ruled over the earth's political fate. Oh yeah, but now thanks to the emergence of secular humanism, they separating the church from the state. Ask King David, Joshua, Samuel, Solomon, all these great folks. The new government without God is guesswork. With without prophetic words to guide, the leader bound to slip and slide. So you know when all is said and done, they got to know the Holy One to lead my generation, my congregation. Two shall walk in the field, one shall be chosen. Yeah, two shall be at the wheel, only one will fly. Man, every stone shall be upturned and false doctrine shaken, while God's truth and His people are lifted high. So high, the Father never needed religion or systems of earth. No, His word stands on its own and proves its worth. Yesterday, today, forever. God's promises changes never. No man true government is when God leading the leader, He leading the leader, He leading my nation, my generation with a word forever.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
You need to share the live. You need to share the live. It's very clear that Miss Kamala Pasabi Sessa is not for country, she is for party. So we're going to have that discussion here today. That's the discussion I want to have with you today. Is it that Miss Kamala Pasabi Sessa is clearly showing you her hand before a local government election, Ms. Bissessa is showing you outrightly that hear what, I am not for country, I am for party. Is it something that you all are seeing clearly? And is it something that I want to hear from people who support the United National Congress? Is it something that you support? Is it something that you encourage? Is it something that you stand by? Your political leader would have said to the councillors, hey, don't go to any meeting with the Prime Minister. None whatsoever. Don't go to any meeting whatsoever with the Prime Minister. Why did she say that? Why did she say it? Because she is clearly telling her, she is clearly showing the population, I am not for country, I am for party. Is it that? Is it? Or is it that, you know, what is it? What is it? Because my guest is coming. I just spoke to my guest, and they are going to show us, and they are going to clearly explain to us things that sometimes I can't even remember. In all honesty, I can't remember ever hearing or being aware that this used to happen in the past. Totally unaware of it, and my guest is going to clear up certain things for us today, because I think it is something that the government needs to, the government needs to highlight a little more on, because when we think about what is being said to us and the way it is being said to us, as though the meeting was something that, this is something that has never, it's not something that has never happened before. That is what I am getting from this meeting, this whole discussion. And is it that Ms. Bissessa is saying to Trinidad and Tobago, hear what? As she said it clearly, I am for country, I am for party, sorry, I am for party and not for country. Is that something you want to stand by? Is that something you want to support? All right, so as I wait for my guest to come in studio, I'm going to take some of your calls, and we're going to discuss as my guests come into the studio in a short bit. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And hope you have a splendiferous, marvelous, tremendous, and splendiferous day today. Pastor Goga, I agree with you. I agree that Mrs. Kamala Prasad, the sister, is about party as opposed to country. But Pastor Goga, I want to ask you a question on the same subject that you're talking about. Samuel Sanka went to the meeting that the Prime Minister was supposed to appear at, and he was the only UNC councillor that went there. And he's going to be denigrated, right? He's going to be demonized, discredited, and dismissed by the people of the UNC. Yeah? And that shouldn't be.
I heard one of the senators, one of the loudmouth senators, already saying that, you know, the man didn't get the memo. The man didn't get the. My thing is, and I'm saying, if he didn't get the memo, he didn't watch the Monday Night Forum.
No, that is excuse. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. He get the memo. He get the memo. And I know that fella. He's a good fella. Seriously, he's a good fella, right? But Pastor Google, let me ask you the question now with respect to that. Let me say it was the other way around, and it was a PNM councillor, right, who had did something, and the UNC was in power. Them same PNM people in HDD, right? You know they have high definition television, right? That's HD. But the go along, get along gang gone, you know, that's history. Now we have PNM in HDD. Hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous. If that was a PNM councillor and did something against the UNC, them PNM people would have thrown that councillor under the bus. How the councillor could do this, how they could go on to the UNC. Pastor Google, we are for country. PNM and UNC people should be congratulating this man and say the man took a stand for country. He put party aside, right? But the PNM people will congratulate him now because they feel you're making the UNC people look bad. But if that was the other way around, all them PNM and HDD, hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous, would have throw that PNM person under the bus. Pastor Google.
Wait, don't come off. No, don't come off us yet.
All right.
All right, don't come off us yet. So what?
Because you know, next thing, Pastor Google, they go tell you, oh, you just a Wall Street. No, there's still all the commentators on here. All of us are Wall Street on the phone too long. All that game out now.
I want to engage you. I want to engage you into what you just said. So you're putting it into context. You were saying that the UNC, the lone UNC counselor, which would have went to the meeting.
Yeah.
Right. So that's now, eh? So you're saying, right? That's now. What you're saying to me, and then you call you Kingsley, yes?
Call me anything, man. Just call me all kind of things.
The legal don't call you Kingsley, yes?
Just
anyway,
call me anything. Just don't call my mother.
What I'm saying is, you were saying to me that the lone UNC counselor would have went to the meeting on Tuesday, which is yesterday. He should be celebrated because he would have defied the odds, right? And would have gone to the meeting. And you're saying that if a PNM lone counselor would have gone to a UNC meeting that was called by Ms. Bissessa, defeating all odds, which where the Prime Minister or where the opposition leader, whoever it would have been,
they would have caused them stink and dirty. They would have caused them.
That's what you say.
Yes, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's not about country, it's about party. It's about party. I tell them, I say, in order to move the country forward to make it better, when it's something to help the country, that fella took a stand, boy. That fella should go down in history in Trinidad and Tobago. History in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm going to close with this, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, there's an internal election coming up. And I want to see who in the parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, that's a PNM, that's going to go and contest Dr. Rowley. I want to say now, Pastor Google, that there will be zero. Zero. Because you know why? They're afraid of the repercussions of what's going to happen, so they rather sit on the sideline, right, and not talk about country, but talk about party. That is the problem we have in this country, Pastor Google. But Pastor Google, I appreciate you giving me time to engage me. It is always fantastic to be on your show. And Pastor Google, before I go, do you know if Dr. Rowley called Nicholas Paul, Jereme Richards, or the 4x400 team that won gold medals? Did you know if he paid them a personal call and congratulate them?
Well,
I asked him a question, but I can't get no answer yet.
Okay, well, what I know is that the Prime Minister isn't well, you know. So, and I think that people forgetting that there are some people who expecting him to do a lot of things and forgetting that he is not well. I think that first of all should be in people's mind. That if a man not well, and you know that he's not well because a letter came out from the Prime Minister's office saying that he's not well, and expecting him now to make statement, to do this and to do that. I don't know. You ever had COVID?
No, I never had COVID.
Okay, so you don't know how it does feel. You don't know.
My daughter had COVID.
Right, and I'm sure she tells you that she don't want
job.
And she continued to do it, but she had a mild strain. Because people like me who had the full strain, and people who I know who had it would tell you that phone calls and things is not something that you really want to do.
Pastor, let me admit something here. That is not a bad excuse you made there. That's not a bad excuse. All right? You know, I give that consideration, Pastor Google, to be honest with you.
Thank you very much.
I could give that consideration. All right, Pastor Google. You have a fantastic rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, you're not easy, you know. Boy. I'm just sending my what does call it? Yeah, invoice. I'm just sending my invoice for the see that kind of work happening down here. Wall Street and them, and they send him an invoice, yes. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Pastor Google. How are you doing, man?
Hi, good man. What going on?
Very, very good. So, the thing that...
You're sounding a little far.
You hear me?
You're sounding far. I don't know why.
What about now?
Right, you're sounding much better now.
Right, let me tell you something, and you have to know what form you're in. Wall Street, and it's one of the things I tell people, you can't make a comparative analysis with the UNC and the PNM. In the first place, Wall Street, Dr. Rowley will not call for a boycott of the Prime Minister. I'll give you an example. When Mr. Mandela died, there was a trip to South Africa that Kamala Prasad called, and Dr. Rowley, the national interest went. So this nonsensical view about if it was the PNM that called, PNM don't call for those sort of things, Wall Street. And you say, I remember the PNM? Go through the legacy of the PNM and know that anything in the national interest, including section, the Administration of Justice Bill, that PNM came together with the other senators to support, brought by the UNC. That's the legacy of the PNM. And you see this go along, get along. One of the strongest critiques in the PNM are PNM supporters. That's why Dr. Rowley's leadership is where it is today. And nobody could tell Kamala Prasad that's where she chose a team that more or less is like some servants. They have no choice but to agree with her. So Mr. Santa don't deserve anything. But when he goes back to see how he could deal with what's happening in the UNC, don't liken the UNC and things that they do to the PNM. You're fastened out of place. And the other thing, all Prime Ministers don't call gold medal winning is not unusual to Trinidad and Tobago, right? We embrace it big time, and people are normally rewarded in the way that under policy. The Prime Minister, there's no need for him to call anybody. It's nonsensical, right? And these fellas will not go along with that arrangement with you, with respect to calling the Prime Minister as though he doesn't care. There's a view you're coming with, Wall Street, that you want to buffer in the first line of your conversation, and then you're coming after to give us something critical of Dr. Rowley. Brother, if I am within the PNM, I don't want a member like you. You're hypocritical, disingenuous, and you come with a hypocritical way of trying to get support. Thank you, Pastor Gu. You can do it out them. Trust me.
A little nice, that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, listen. Remember, there's some support you could do without.
Yeah.
You know why?
Nice one. Nice one. So, yeah,
he's one of them.
So, yeah, I can ask a question.
Go ahead.
So you're trying to say ban him? You're trying to say don't take his call?
Don't ban him.
Don't ban him.
Because he called Dominic this morning, embrace him, because you have to know when you're making a fool of yourself. You have to know when you're making a fool of yourself. And not only that, they would come on the program because they have no choice. Because you know why? The conversation you get here is one that is way above that of a UNC supporter and the UNC people. So that's why you have to be here.
All right.
You know that too.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Pastor, good morning.
Good
afternoon. That fella Wall Street was part of Aisha Wells' program yesterday, where Aisha Wells was talking about the PNM. So when Kamala Prasad used to keep the meetings, the PNM used to encourage all the councillors to go and find out what's going on because it's something about the country. You know, Wall Street hear that. What kind of person this fella is, boy? What kind of person these people is, boy? Yeah.
Very interesting.
What kind of people that make you want? He knows that and come this morning to waste time, pick up a call and waste time and try to change the program. This is these fellas' narrative.
Thank you very much, caller.
Very dishonest. He's a very dishonest person.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Pastor Google, I really want to know which one of Wall Street fouls that Dr. Rowley take. I don't know what he have with Dr. Rowley. Oh my goodness, everything, sir? Oh Lord, heaven help.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon. No, man. Hello, good afternoon. All right, you're not there. You just hung up. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Caller? All right, so you are there, but I don't know why you're not answering. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, sir.
Pastor Google, when you put yourself up to be elected, you put yourself up to be elected to represent the people
of Trinidad and Tobago, not your party. Not your party. Unlike what Ms. Bissessa keeps saying, and I'm going to keep playing it, and I'm going to keep reminding you all, because I want you all, hear what you just said to me, you know. You just said to me that Ms. Bissessa or anybody who is elected is not elected because of, is not elected, is not, they are elected for the country, to serve the country, not your party. But Ms. Bissessa is not saying that. Ms. Bissessa did not say that to Trinidad and Tobago. Ms. Bissessa said, Ms. Bissessa said that she is for country, not for party.
And if you're for
for party, not for country. So listen, go ahead. Listen to what she said. Yeah. Listen to what she said. Listen, eh?
Yeah.
The people to support you. So you want to be leader, you said you want to be whatever it is, prime minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. Well, go to hell. The people to support you. So you want to be leader, you said you want to be whatever it is, prime minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell.
Well, here now, that councillor who would have went yesterday for country and not for party, you know that's what she would say to him.
Well, I would put it across this way to you, Pastor Google. He went because he went to represent his district that he was elected for, because it's about local government, it's about representation, and he went to see what it is that the government has to offer so he can get betterment for his people in his district. So I don't think it was about more Kamala and the party with him, you know. Right, but he has to find an excuse because he go, you know, but he knows well they wouldn't choose him again because he went there. He had to come with a good excuse. But I am telling you, Pastor, by the time you get vote into office, election campaigns finish. So whether people didn't vote for you and they voted for you, you see the 1.5 million of us is who you represent now as a prime minister. And you see that nonsense I hear from Kamala Bissessa. She has disqualified herself from office, from holding high political office. I want to say, but I want to also tell you, Pastor Google, I feel insulted by that guy, Wall Street, or whatever his name is. When he tells me, when he come on your program and he could call up what qualifications that he has or whatever. But this man calls me or call people, all sort of names. Go along, come along, and all kind of thing, and something HDD. But this is the man who said that he is a PNM, and he supports the PNM, but attacks the PNM. All right, you could attack the PNM if you do certain things, I think. But you said that Watson Duke and Farley is what? Something leader, what is called them? They are those leaders. Look what is happening in Tobago today. Today, they go on Grenada to know about Carnival. And Carnival birthplace is really Trinidad. You want real Carnival, you want to think this Trinidad. They leave out the NCC. They leave out Pancho and Bago. They leave out the National Carnival Bands Association, and they're doing the thing by themselves. Transformational leaders as far as. Next one, voted in to represent Roxborough in Tobago. It is in Trinidad with money allocated to him, spending it in Trinidad. And that is the same man who campaigned and say they want a C-section from Trinidad. Those are the people that he is telling me a transformational leader and will call me all kind of go along, come along, PNM, this and HDD, all kind of nonsense. Using your qualification, rubbing it in my face and taking me for a fool. You disrespectful Wall Street. Thank you.
So you need to come on the live, eh? You need to come on the live and see who is my guest today. Come on the live and see who's my guest today. So jump on the Street 919 FM Facebook page and jump on our Iwer TV YouTube page. What's going on the YouTube page? Let me see. Yeah. You want to see? Mm-hmm. So I ain't putting you on yet, now. Yeah, you wait. All right, so the statement made by Councillor, I'm trying to remember his name, you know. Right, Mr. Sanka. He said, my people come first. That's not what the leader say. That's not what the leader say. The leader didn't say that your people come first. Your party come first. Then your country. But he is saying as a UNC councillor, my party come, no, my people comes first. Let me see if I could open up the article, eh? You need to come on the live, you know, because I have a guest in studio here. Because we need to clear up some misinformation out here. Right? So my people comes first. All right? The councillor, he said, he ignored UNC boycott of a local government meeting. Now, the man said he didn't get the memo. And as I was saying to somebody, Aisha Wells, as a UNC councillor, you ain't watching Monday Night Forum?
He actually made the correct statement in the Newsday. Did you read the Newsday article?
No.
The Newsday had the correct article.
What did he say?
The Guardian tried to pacify the article.
What did he say?
He won.
We say, hold on. So you need to come on the live to see who on my program today, because there's something we want to clear up. There is some misinformation that we need to clear up. You like my music, huh? You love my music? Yeah, good afternoon, Miss Aisha Wells. How are you? Put on your mic off. What's going on with you? You're pitting my, what's your name? Who does you to with your afternoon?
Eric.
It's about Eric. Oh. Good afternoon, Miss Wells.
Ignores. And he went on to say why.
Well, you will drop that in.
Yeah, no problem. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on your program, Pastor Google, to all your astute listeners and, of course, supporters of the Street 919 FM.
So, Aisha Wells, the reason why I brought you in today, because I heard your program yesterday where you were highlighting something that I think people are not making enough headway with. Let me put it that way. Or not informing people enough with. You said yesterday on your program, we're talking about local government. Yes. And we're talking about local government reform.
Yes.
And most people know that the local government reform bill was passed.
That's right.
And you were a local government councillor in 2010.
That's right.
2010, 11, 12. 13 you came out.
Yes.
Right. So you are more aware of local government than me. You understand?
To some extent.
I'm going to say something, but I wouldn't say it. Yeah, you are a little more aware of local government than me. And you said something yesterday on your program that I believe went over a lot of persons' head.
Yeah.
You said on your program yesterday that this meeting that the Prime Minister would have called yesterday is not the first time a meeting like this would have been called by any Prime Minister.
Correct.
You went as far as to say that they called you in Shogunas, they give you a hamper, they call you so, they give you this. You have certificates to prove.
And a plaque. I told you I have a plaque. They give me a whole plaque.
So we're going to show the certificates.
Okay.
We're going to inform the listeners that when Ms. Bissessa would have said to her councillors on Monday at the Monday Night Forum, don't attend this meeting, making it look as though it is something concocted, brand new idea, something that never happened before, and this Prime Minister just on a PR stunt.
Yeah.
But it now goes so, as the Jamaicans will say.
Not so at all. And if I may Google.
Go ahead.
Local government, under any government, is the first line of defense for the citizens and central government. So, local government practitioners usually meet with the Prime Minister at least once a year or once or twice throughout their tenure. It is nothing new. When you first go into office, you are summoned to a meeting as a local government practitioner. You're introduced to the minister in the ministry, or, whoever is holding the ministry. You are introduced to the Prime Minister. So you get baptized into the scheme of things. You're welcomed, be it a UNC councillor, a PNM councillor, any councillor. There are also programs that they give to incoming councillors.
Okay.
Because it's refresher courses for councillors and practitioners who's been there before, and an introduction to new councillors. Because it's like you're getting put into the position and you have to know what it is about.
Right.
Some of these, of course, is some of the certificates you are going to show.
Yes.
And also, it is to help you to understand how the system works. Whether you are PNM, UNC, ILP, PDP, NTA, whatever political party, the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, whoever it is at that time. And they still have all the say as it relates to what happens with local government and local government councillors.
Mm-hmm.
It is just proper courtesy to attend a meeting held for local government councillors by any Prime Minister. And it's mandatory in some cases that you attend, because whatever comes out of the meeting would be beneficial to your burgesses. As I said yesterday, this, in my humble opinion, is the first time I have seen an opposition leader, a political leader, a former Prime Minister, call on her supporters to boycott a local government meeting. It's unheard of, but then this is the very same political leader who walks out of the parliament day in and day out once the Attorney General is on his feet.
Well, let's hear what she had to say.
Sure.
Let's hear what the opposition leader had to say to her councillors on the Monday Night Forum. Join us on the live Street 919 FM Facebook page, also on Iwer TV on YouTube. This is what Ms. Bissessa had to say on Monday night.
Opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bissessa reads the Riot Act to UNC local government representatives on Monday night. Warning them against attending a closed-door meeting with the Prime Minister, which was carded for 9 a.m. today, Tuesday, at the Government Campus Plaza.
Do not give him an audience. And he cannot fire you, remember that? You could fire him, but he cannot fire you. So don't feel when he calls, you must go running.
Last week, chairmen of the 14 municipal corporations received correspondences informing them of the meeting initially scheduled for Monday, but later postponed to Tuesday. TV6 acquired a WhatsApp notice to all members of council reading, quote, all chairmen, mayors are expected to be in attendance with their councillors and aldermen. In attendance to this meeting would be the Prime Minister and the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, end quote.
That is a PR stunt. That is a total hypocritical public relations gimmick. For 7 years, you've done nothing. And look at all over our country, the flooding, the roads, infrastructure, everything going through. But he wants you to come and sit down there and listen to him for an hour. I hope some of you are smart and do the right thing, eh? Because if you want to listen to him, you could read it in the papers the next day.
TV6 understands there was no advertised agenda or theme for the meeting.
So people, don't be fooled by this incompetent and lazy Prime Minister. And I will be very disappointed to see you all sit down there like a little fowl in a yard. Yes? Sit down there like, oh, wow, amazing. The Prime Minister is speaking to me. He will not speak when he'll buff you. As you've seen, that's what he does with everyone. So make me proud tomorrow. Boycott that forum tomorrow. Stay home.
And that the UNC councillors did. TV6 has learned the event took place, but without any UNC councillors in attendance. The Prime Minister himself, it is reported, did not attend. Rural Development and Local Government Minister Farah Sahrawi chaired the meeting, which was also attended by Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Alison West, and Planning Minister Camille Robinson-Regis, who is said to be representing the Prime Minister. Urvashi Tamari Ruparine, TV6 News.
The people to support you. So you want to be leader, you and said you want to be whatever it is, Prime Minister. Don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell.
Aisha Wells.
Google.
So I paint a picture for you there. The opposition leader said it's a PR stunt. So when you used to go to a PR stunt.
Sad.
The opposition leader said, boy, she said that there would be like a what? A foul? What?
A foul in a yard.
You are foul in a yard.
Sad. Really sad.
Explain to us, Aisha
So
Wells.
I remember there were times we had issues at local government level, and the Minister of Local Government will come into the corporation, individual corporation, in our caucus meetings, and he would meet with us. We also had different ministers come in. We had Glenn Ramadas Singh come into some of our planning meetings. This is nothing new. Local government, irrespective of who is running the government, should always be fully functional. And as much as there were flooding, bad roads, and all of that from 2010 to 2013, no councillor on the PNM side of the bench ever boycotted any meeting that was held by the Prime Minister of the time, Kamla Persad Bissessa.
Why? Is it because you all were for country and not for party? Or is it because you all understand that you all represent your burgesses and you all have to go there and speak on behalf of them and also understand the proper runnings of how local government operates?
So in addition to a councillor, Google, I was elected secretary of the legislative group at Balize House for local government councillors.
Okay.
So I worked along with Marlene McDonald, who was heading that seat at the time. So we would have meetings at Balize House where all our councillors would come in and we would talk about the different problems that we're experiencing and see how best we could work through it. And several times at our meetings, once these events were coming up, Mrs. McDonald would say, listen, Kamla meeting is tomorrow. Make sure everybody in attendance and make sure you're there on time. And as soon as she reach and only have issues, be vocal, tell her what the concerns are, what the problems are, So we knew at the
Really?
time in opposition, we couldn't give our burgesses the resources that was needed. It had to come from central government.
Right.
So you had to eat humble pie.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go, you
Mhm.
had to sit down, and you have to talk on behalf of your people. And that is how we are schooled in the PNM.
Right.
Any single event that they had, whether it was giving money for councillors, doing projects in the area, giving
Right.
hampers, go, go, go. At the end of the day, we in opposition.
Right.
And your burgesses matter. And that's how we know it, Google. We don't know it any other way.
So when people saying, or Wall Street try to call in and say that if a PNM did do what that UNC councillor had done, the PNM people would have thrown them under the bus and they would have tried to destroy them. But at the end of the day, that is not the principle.
That is not the principal thing to do. It is not the proper thing to do.
It was never thought.
It was never thought of.
So it's like you have your sons, and you have taught your sons a particular manners. When you are finished eating at the table, take up your dishes and take it to the sink. That's the rule.
That is the bottom line. At the end of the day, whether it is PNM or UNC, the money to do works at local government level is coming from Trinidad and Tobago's treasury. And every citizen is entitled to it. If you are not there, then you don't have an opportunity or a chance to get on behalf of your people. And if it's given, by all means, go and get.
Let me read the councillor statement. Before we even go any further, let's read the councillor statement.
All
Look,
right. So, thank you so much. According to Newsday's article by Paula Lindo, 14 hours ago, My People Come First, lone councillor ignores UNC's boycott of local government meeting. A lone UNC councillor, Samuel Sanka of Kelly Village, Warrenville, attended a meeting of local government representatives hosted by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. The meeting was held at the Government Campus Plaza, Richmond Street, Port of Spain on Tuesday. A letter sent to the regional corporation heads on July 28 invited them to the meeting, along with all the councillors and aldermen. The Prime Minister was expected to attend but did not show on the day. Opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar on Monday night, via her Monday night forum, instructed the UNC councillors, chairman and aldermen to boycott the meeting. The meeting laid out the operationalization of local government's reform bill. Speaking to Newsday by phone, Sanka said he attended...
Wait. So this is not now a letter that, or this is what I'm.
They
This
talk
is.
to the guy, but I told you Guardian is attempting to downplay the thing. You have to read between the lines.
Let me go.
Newsday got to the meat of the matter. Speaking to Newsday by phone, Sanka said he attended the meeting because he represents over 12,000 burgesses who are in need of goods and services from local government. Is that any different from what we just discussed?
No.
Very well. It was advertised that part of the forum would be facilitated a question and answer session with the Prime Minister and the Rural Development and Local Government Minister. I made representation for my burgesses at that meeting. And that was my purpose for going there today. To tell the request, the Prime Minister, this is my situation. How could you help me? How could you assist my burgesses? That was a direct question for local government minister. Everybody heard it and it was open, and that was my sole purpose. So it had nothing to do. But he didn't hear it. He didn't listen to the meeting. Nobody didn't tell him. You heard him said what his reasons was.
What?
He said his electoral district had been starved for funding goods and services coming out of local government elections. I have 5 recreational grounds and parks, and they are overgrown and not maintained, and I request those done today at the meeting. I need lights for my recreation grounds. I need grounds to be kept properly, and in my intent was always to facilitate growth and development and access roads, infrastructure development, roads and bridges and drainage. Benjukal Road, Warren Road, Ajuka Road, all of these agricultural roads are in a deplorable state. The man went there with a list.
Yeah.
And that is what you supposed to do.
Wow.
So him attending and not the others, Google.
Yeah.
Who would have lost? Not the burgesses?
Yes.
So when they go and they fix Adjudica Road and they fix Warren Road and he get access lights and fix parks, who they had to blame for not getting?
Oh, good.
Let them go and let the opposition leader do it for them.
Wow. And you know why I'm glad? Let me tell you something. If you read in the chat, if you're reading on our chat, on our Facebook page, you'll realize, and that's why I showed that expression, people starting to see people for who they are, you know. Look at what somebody right there. So, Anelwa? Yes, because I'm going to play for you. I'm going to play for you. I think. So we're coming back after the break. But they need to come on the live.
I have certificates to show you.
We're going to show them certificates. We're coming back after the break.
Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the house of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God. God's word direct from his throne room in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. So you need to join us on the live because we have some certificates to show that Aisha was not just talking, but she actually did participate in a lot of the workshops. Pull your mic now. Pull your mic now.
All.
Something like
SPD. All. Is all we attended, Google.
You can't be serious. Serious?
Because we had to go there and provide, representation on behalf of our burgesses. That is what local government stands for. You are the first line of defense. There were times that disasters happened in specific areas and the Prime Minister calls you, Aisha, there's a protest in East Dry River. How can we assist? I have gotten those calls. You can remember when people was protesting all over East Dry River and she come and get them $69 a day after?
Yeah. Lift your hands up. Out. Hey, look, you have the dates and thing.
All the dates are there. I not lying. I don't want to lie. If you go down, you go see signatures and all. They look like the signatures there.
Picture there.
Google, there's times that they call you. You think we petty to say, I'm not taking your phone call because this is a PR stunt? No. Even after she came into Simple Street Sporting Complex with the $69 a day, I did not disrespect her. I said, Madam Prime Minister, let the people decide. What did the people do? They come out and they cost. We don't want no $69 a day. You don't remember that, Google? I jogging your memory?
Yeah.
I still was not disrespectful to her. And I'm saying, local governments, first line of defense is their councillors. And in an opposition, you have to find skillful and creative ways to get support for your burgesses. That's all it's about. And I commend the councillor Sanka. I commend him for going out there, irregardless of what Anil or anybody else is saying, and getting representation on behalf of his people. And I know Faris Alwari will go out there and fix the needs of the councillor.
Yeah. Yep. So, if you come on the live, you would see the certificates that Aisha would have gotten. Which one is this, Aisha?
This one is the one I told you she carried us down by trade winds in South. It was a big fanfare, lots of money spent for protocol and etiquette. How to eat with knife and fork, which hand to hold the pen in. Things that like they were just coming up with these things.
You serious?
I am telling you, Google. How to cross your legs, how to speak, how to present yourself. There was a whole seminar on that. It was about 4 or 5 days long. And it was like they were just coming up with these things in the back of their mind because there was money to spend for it.
Yeah.
And that is what they were doing. And even when it was not beneficial, because half of these things is not beneficial to the burgesses, we still attended. We still went.
What is this? Trinidad and Tobago, I hope you all are seeing, hope you all are hearing. But Aisha, we noticed, we were looking at something while we went on the break just now. with Sanka and the response by some people of the decision that was made by Mr. Sanka. You want to read out some of the comments that were made by...
Of course, Google, and I didn't expect anything else. Did you? Look at this one. You want to open it up?
Yeah, I'm going to put it up for them to see.
Yes. This person apparently is displeased with Samuel Sanka attending the meeting. This name on Facebook is Asha Ramlakan, but I understand it may be a fake profile and it's a prominent UNC activist behind it. We have his name, but that's a discussion for another time.
Right.
The article says he must be removed as councillor for the next local government elections. Whether he agreed with the decision of the leader or not, it was important that he hold the line. This is not how war is fought. This is treason, and we all know the punishment for treason in any part of the world. Wow. So in the minds of UNC supporters, it's a war. And they are using their burgesses as bait and as, as by the side casualties of this war that they are fighting with the government. You listening to how they think?
So you getting flood out, right? You getting flood out, Aisha Wells. Your roads, you want lights on. Let's say
it's a war. What the hell you telling me about lights and roads and we in the middle of a war, Google?
Okay.
You have to hold the line.
Okay.
You want, what the leader say? You want to study country? This is about party. We telling me about lights and roads. Yeah. When I come in, I go fix your lights and road.
Yeah, when you come in, you're sure you're coming in?
You stay there, Google. You have to understand the mindset of UNC and their support base is nothing new, eh? This has been going on since independent struggle under Williams,
yeah, yeah.
If we really want to be honest, this destructive, undermining way is the reason why a lot of our institutions failing up to today, because they're so institutionalized in the madness that they quietly in there undermining the process. And nothing strange is what is playing out here today. I just commend Sanka, they go bossy throw though.
You believe so?
What if you forget what happened with Ramesh when he went for screening? When Ramesh went for screening and they asked Ramesh about corruption. You can't remember?
But if he goes up as an independent?
I don't know if some of those areas will accept an independent, but I damn sure hope he come to the PNM because we would love to put him down in that area and fight them down there with him.
Oh, Lord. Let me say good afternoon to the 303 persons joining us on Facebook. Facebook going well. YouTube is 409. Aisha, you bring numbers to my table.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
So we wanted to play something for the viewers and the listeners, right? I mean, not neglecting our listeners on our radio and on our tuning app. We want to say thank you also for being with us. But we want to play a video for you guys. You all need to join us on the live to hear how they're trying to
spin it.
Yeah, he was trying to spin it. He was trying his utmost best, Aisha, to spin it. But
I have something to say after you play it.
All right. Let's hear what this person had to say. And I want you all to listen, eh? All right? Let's do like what my grandmother taught us, or taught me. Eat the watermelon, spit out the seed, throw away the skin. But listen to it. God, you always had some real just sayings in Aisha. When she finished it here. Listen to this.
Coffee. If you are not aware yet, well, today you are aware that the mass media in Trinidad and Tobago is the most corrupt in the history of the Caribbean. You are aware of it today. A prime minister of a country calls all local government representatives, those who serve their burgesses and the people, to a meeting. Never mind the meeting done late because he done doing what he want and taking his time and not giving resources. But never mind that. The prime minister of a country summons people to a meeting. He does not attend, gives no reason, no explanation. He just does not show up when the entire country, represented by over 140 councillors approximately coming to meet with the Prime Minister. He just doesn't show up. And his Minister Puya says, well, because the leader of the opposition tells her councillors not to come, the Prime Minister decided to boycott his own meeting. That's what actually happened. Now, when you look at the front page of The Guardian, for example, look at The Guardian headline after what I just told you, right? The Guardian says, in yellow, councillor defies Kamla. So one out of approximately, off the top of my head, 76 councillors under the United National Congress, one councillor attends the meeting, dress up nice, and says, I wasn't aware. So there was a breakdown in communication on his side, that he wasn't aware that his team, the UNC, was boycotted. So he wasn't aware.
That's not what the councillor tell the Newsday. Apparently, there's a breakdown in communication between the UNC and their councillors.
Thank you.
Because had the UNC did what the Newsday did, which was pick up the phone, call Councillor Samuel Sanka, which I would attempt to do later on today.
Thank you.
He would explain exactly what happened. So, you know what bothers me about this, and I don't even want to hear anymore? Anil Roberts, like David Naked and Marsha Walker, they are spinners, political spinners.
Okay.
And they are being paid through our parliament, you know.
You serious?
They are not senators,
Yeah,
temporary and otherwise.
Yeah.
We taxpayers funding the spinning.
Okay.
What is this senator's real claim to fame since he got into the Senate, besides getting put out of it?
Nothing.
Because they are there just to do what they do. Fire start when needed, with what happened on the weekend, and to spin doctor when needed.
Right.
And we taxpayers paying for that.
Wow.
It's a hustle. It's a hustle, and that is not the reason why the councillor did not go. The councillor clearly underlined why he didn't go, and he clearly had a list of items he wanted done. And that's the end of that.
So he and all misinformed.
No, it was deliberately done that way.
Okay.
Deliberately done that way. But you know what's funny? What is funny is the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago see them for who they are.
That is what it is we want to show. That is what we want to make sure you understand, viewers and listeners. Because we don't come here just to mama guy you all and to play you all. We want you all to understand that these people really taking you all for fools.
No, they are. They are. And there are people within their own party that see them for what they are and would be no part of it. And starting with Samuel Sanka. Just not for the shippiness.
And you were telling me what Ramona said. We need to get Ramona.
Ramona Ramdial is in support of Samuel Sanka. I also understand, and I'm being advised, so is Vasan Bharat and some of the other UNC outskirts members. They are in, I even hear Basdio Pandey and all. Call Sanka and tell him, boy, keep up the good work, stand for your people. This is what local government does. This is who local government is. This is what they do. This is the struggle they know. Rudy Indar, Singh, Khadija Amin, all of them came from local government and they sat there.
Yep.
Listen to that madness and allow it to carry on because they want to be the best loyalists and loyal to the political leader. Hogwash.
Look on the live.
Anyway, I see this come. Anyway, I see this show up. Anywhere I is. He don't come on my live because I block him.
Okay.
But anywhere I is, he does show up Google. You need to block he. That way you need to do. Sick. I don't like you, boy.
Well, I didn't even know that. Oh, gosh. So, Aisha.
Google.
So the councillors would have not attended that meeting. And you know, from what I understand, the meeting was really about informing the councillors about the local government reform. because this is what we go into our local government elections to battle about local government reform.
And you know, whether they went or they didn't go, it will be written in the stars. You guys are going to tell me if I'm lying. They will not support.
Okay.
Because remember, part of the discussion is how to get property tax to, generate it into local government. They're not interested in paying property taxes.
Right.
So they have no interest in attending this meeting because it's not something they're going to support anyway. And that is why this local government coming is very crucial, that we get them out. UNC must not hold a single seat in local government because they are destructive to the development of local government.
And after seeing this saga that took place today,
candle to see what they could see in the day. They are
yeah.
destructive to the development of local government, and they must not hold any seats in local government because according to them, you are a casualty in a war that them fighting with itself because the government is fighting them.
Whoa.
The government is not at war with the UNC. When monies is distributed, it's distributed evenly. They are at war with themselves and use the casualties. So all you need to think about that when they come around to campaign in front of your door in the local government elections. I would say no more on that issue. Absolutely none.
Well, here what? Like, you are not on now, there?
I don't want to know what's going on there.
You know what's going on there? You just shake up the place. You just make a big statement there that I think people need to take heed of.
Very well said.
Right? So, Trinidad and Tobago, what is your take on all that we have shared with you? We want you to tell us what is your take on what you have heard so far. And I hope bringing in Miss Wells today would have opened your eyes to realize that this is not something new.
And Google, even if you don't bring me and you bring Councillor Paris, because I know you and Councillor Paris close, every single thing I told you, he would reiterate. This is how it's normally done in the PNM.
Well, here now.
I have never one day sat at a meeting anywhere and any members of the party instructed any councillor not to attend anything that is beneficial to the Burgesses. Never.
Well, so what you just said before, you said to the people, now that you have seen the UNC for who they are, what they should do?
Vote them out. Don't make a mistake.
Shall we go into the phone lines?
Yeah, no problem.
You sure?
Definitely take a few.
Yeah, take a few calls. Look at the numbers on the Facebook, Aisha Wells. Look at the numbers on YouTube. On YouTube. Let's see what's going on YouTube.
I'm seeing
what you saying? Well, this is we had to organize a duo. We had to take a Saturday and come out.
You had to run out. I tell you, come on, hot of the press in night. Like, no, you can't cuss.
No.
Are you boring, so boy?
Yeah. Leave me so. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Pastor Bugo. Hello?
Good afternoon.
When the woman was speaking in the speech that you played, you hear what she said? I want you all to make me proud.
Oh, yes.
Don't miss that.
Not your Burgess says.
Listen to me. She said, I want you all to make me proud. I sit down on my porch here, and hear what happened. I tremble with that. But hear me. You remember when you played Naked speech on Monday? I called you and I told you, you said you was going not to play no speech from here again. Words that I said. You remember?
Yeah, I said I want to play nothing from him again.
Call you and I told you, no, continue to play it.
Wow.
But I mean, not every day. Play his, play Anil. I'm glad you're playing the one which talk about party for country. And I'm repeating what I tell you on Monday. They will destroy themselves. I shall use out said something just now. The PNM is not in a war with the UNC, you know. The UNC is in that war with the PNM. You understand? And you see, Mr. Sankar, now, if these people didn't learn sense within the UNC, let me tell you something. I live in the heart of the UNC heartland. And let me tell you this. You see some of the UNC supporters, they fell up at that league. You understand?
Caller, let me tell you something. First, that party gangster, I would ask police to guard Councillor Sankar's house, to guard the office. I saying this and I am saying it with every fear in my heart.
Whoa.
Councillor Sankar is going to get attacked for his stance, eh?
No. I want to finish. I'll give somebody a chance. But here what I'm saying.
Wow.
Any one day that the leadership of the UNC change, there are certain people in the UNC will have to leave the next day. I could call that out for you. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, Anil, Miss John, Naked, they are only sitting there and waiting to get rid of them. That is why you think Basan Bharat is going to allow David Naked to sit in the Senate if he is the opposition leader of in the UNC? You will never see that.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
The people to support you. So you want to be leader, you said you want to be whatever it is, prime minister. It don't work so. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. Well, go to hell. Go to hell.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon to you, Pastor Google and Aisha Wells in the studio there. Now, Pastor Google, I want to first say I forgive you because I was on the phone when Aisha just come because I was surprised I in the gym and all of us when I hear the voice, I called.
Oh, so you only called because Aisha in the studio?
No, Pastor Google, but I know. Let's do our thing. I know the presence of Aisha Wells can hypnotize anybody, even a pastor. So you forget me, I went straight into the editorial and forget I on the phone and I listening to you on the radio for like 3 minutes. So I say, you know what? I forgive the pastor because it can happen to anybody. All right, Pastor Google?
Right,
so I just want to say, nice program. I like what Aisha is there with you, and I'm listening because Jim do my workout and I hear, I hear the voice. I say, hey, I have to call this show and just say good afternoon to you all. People doing a good job, all right?
Thank you.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. We just call him? Aisha?
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
You don't know your name?
We just call him.
Brooklyn?
I thought just call him King anyways. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, that too.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, how you going, Dad?
I am fine. I'm fine. Good afternoon to you and Lady Aisha.
How you doing?
I am fine. I just want to remind you all of something. No, it might sound far-fetched, but let me remind you of something. And it will come right back and link immediately to what you just said, Aisha, about the capability of the UNC and the possible fate of this Sankar gentleman.
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you something. You know how the opposition leader described the Law Association the other day? Let me tell you the term she used. It was in the paper, so I'm not lying on the lady. I'm not making up anything. She described them as La Cosa Nostra. Nostra. You look on your website and you will see that is a term that refers to the mafia.
That's right.
It means the mafia.
Correct.
So you see what is in this woman's head? You see what is in her head? You see what is in her head? And that ties in with what you have just said about what they are capable of doing.
I'm
because
telling
they will
up to now we don't know.
on that
Caller, up to now,
man's family, that man's house could be burned down tonight.
Caller, up to now we don't know who killed Dana Sita Hall, and up to now we still don't know who called the hit on a DJ in town. Police had to remove that man from the station the day in town.
You talking about?
Well, they getting tied up with this mafia.
You know you
Go ahead, caller.
The mafia, and you forgot one part. You forgot in the papers a couple years ago, a particular young lady went to the Mount Coco police station. Went to the police station in Digo Martin right here, the Mount Coco police station, and made a report of domestic violence.
Okay.
And the policemen accompanied her to that home in Glencoe, and they helped remove all her belongings, and she went back to her original home. This young woman, you know what I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about? And that ties in with the reference to Cosa Nostra, mafia attitude, mafia behavior. Thank you for this chance to speak this afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Hi.
I wonder what Tabaki have to say about Sanka.
Right now, he must be spinning as we speak. He waiting to come by me and spin later.
Yeah. I want to hear what he has to say. Kamala say is not country, his party. And for some big men, they're really foolish. Bye. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my brother.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sister, good afternoon.
Hey, big brother, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm in a war. I didn't realize that I had to put on my gears.
You're not.
Because it was said to me, if all these Indian people voted in this country, we could never lose the election. Right? So I have a group of, imagine that you're using your burgesses as, I can't say ammunition.
Casualties.
You're using their discomfort or their ills in their community to hold that against them, to tell them that the PNM ain't doing that for you because a man said to me this morning, Aisha Wells, you living on 7th Street, I living on 8th Street.
Right.
The water running down the bus route on 5th Street. But here what's going on? Water reaching 7th Street, but it ain't reaching 8th Street. So I said, well, the water is UNC. The water is PNM. So the water know which house in 8th Street and which house in 7th Street is a UNC and which house is a PNM. So the water, yes, water that coming from Wassa, identifying PNM households now and identifying UNC households, and they're going in PNM households. Because under them, they tell me water was 40-something%. Marvin Gonzalez just tell me water is 16-something% 24/7. So they'll spend 100 million. Right? And now, and you're going to lie to the public to tell them they give them 40-something supply 24 hours. Because if they were getting 40-something% supply for 24 hours, then where the water going? Marvin Gonzalez pick up the pipe, divert and go on into PNM constituency as well. So, this councillor, give him kudos. You wouldn't like to hear what they do with him this morning.
My goodness.
What did they do with him?
Wow.
Pastor Google, you think, what they call it, a knife. He's not a knife and fork Indian, you know. So because he's not a knife and fork Indian, you know what going on with he?
You see.
He's an untouchable.
Wow.
He has now become an untouchable, Pastor Google.
Wow.
So that is why when the sister called for the police protection of the gentleman, I totally agree with her.
I'm telling you.
Because this man's life is not... Because Aisha will say what they tell me. Don't go to this thing. And hear what the man tell me? I go to represent the people that... Did Kamala vote for that man? Or the people who vote for him is who we going there to represent. That's why they say party, not country. And them want to tell me that them are patriotics and them love me. The only time them went to independence celebration is when them was in office.
Correct.
So how could you be patriotic? It's Trinidad and Tobago, and the UNC has never yet put up a seat in Tobago. The UNC has never yet put up a seat in Lavantil unless the man who wants everybody to sue him jump in because... Think about it, citizens. I had a lady, I tell you, Pastor Bulgo, when you come along the highway and you reach is Waima Bridge before Caroni. I think that way we great Calypsonian come about. Or no, she was a she became a politician. What was her name? Okasipol?
Yes.
You know how she became a politician? When you reach the Waima, as you pass Monroe Road, and the reason why my bridge, you had to swing off past a Google, and who coming up, you going down on the coming up side. For years. One lane, because the people on that side of the highway refused to move, and they're on squatting land.
Was that Holsey Bagan?
Yes.
That's correct. That's
Okay,
correct.
not Oka. It was Holsey.
Right, that's Holsey. You know what I'm saying? They refused to move for years. The same people come and tell you no highway. And a man fast in tongue for how much days I thought he was Jesus. And when they done, the people down the highway and eat, Jack Warner and Munilal went down and moved the man Mundur and built the same highway.
I hear you.
They are recalcitrant. Any development. And you would tell you, Trinidad should be a better place. Trinidad should be like Singapore. And they would tell me, Dr. Eric Williams turning mad. He coming like Lee Kuan Yew, and he want to turn Trinidad into Singapore. You know now, I come from Grenada, right, Aisha Wells? And I'm a Grenadian. And Dr. Eric Williams bring me here and give me free land and house. So I ain't paying no property tax because these people and them living in a house and paying $18 a month. And they owe in AGC 104 million. So me ain't paying no property tax, Aisha Wells. Until them start to pay. And here we're going on. Here we want to tell one this morning. Take away all the subsidies. So when all they take away the subsidy, it will be better for we. That's what Pete, that's what they're saying to us.
All
so
right.
when they get into office. Sorry, Pastor, good range already.
Thank you very much. Here now, Aisha, and here now, listeners and viewers. Aisha said something just now. And I went down in my archives.
But will you just find them
And
things a short space
Theater
of time, though?
and dig up this one.
But will you just find it?
Only have to come on the live to see this one. Trust me. Aisha just mentioned something and she tickled my eardrum. And as she tickled my eardrum, I said, nah, I had to show Aisha my skills.
It is show off now.
Yeah, I had to show Aisha
Man
my
has to have a
skills.
reporter working with you. Pull up that clip too quick.
Well, let me see what's going on here.
Let me see.
Let me see what's going on here. Join me on the live. Aisha, you remember this? You just mentioned something a while ago. You remember this, Aisha? Well?
Let me see.
Former Life Sport Coordinator Raja E. Ali has been charged under the Anti-Gang Act for being a gang leader and for allegedly conspiring with 5 others to murder popular Slam 100.5 FM announcer Kevon Lurbs Savory. Also,
Will you find that? I looked for that whole weekend to come and get on bad Monday when they was going after Sharon Rowley and couldn't find that. You have a source in TV6 hour and CNC 3 hour.
Look at this now. Look at this.
All
Listen
right,
to
I'm
this.
watching.
Listen.
all 6 appeared at the Port of Spain Magistrates Court today, where they learned that under the Anti-Gang Act, they are not eligible for bail for 120 days. Jonathan Chase has more.
Rajay Ali, son of Karapu Masjid Imam Hassan Ali, was the first to be charged at the Port of Spain Magistrates Court. Magistrate Nanette Ford John read out the charges, identifying Rajay as a gang leader. Along with Rajay, Ishmael Ali, Donna Dyer, Brent Lacroix, Brandon Borneo, and Keyshawn Dempster were charged with conspiracy to murder Kevon Lurbs Savory and also with knowingly assisting a gang member in gang-related activity, to wit, illegal possession of arms and ammunition. Ishmael Ali, Donna Dyer, Brent Lacroix, Brandon Borneo, and Keyshawn Dempster, accused of acting on behalf of Rajay Ali, were charged with acting under the direction of a gang leader. The 5, allegedly acting on orders from Rajay Ali, were arrested on November 27th after police reportedly shot at their vehicle when they were on Arapita Avenue outside Synergy TV, their alleged target's place of work. Rajay Ali was arrested earlier this week. All the charges were laid indictably and the accused not required to enter a plea. Rajay Ali was also arrested in July when police raided the Karapo Mosque. Attorney for the accused asked the magistrate that they not be remanded in Port of Spain, but instead at the maximum security prison in Aruca. Jonathan Chase, C News.
Look how my Muslim brothers get dragging that dutish now. Look how they get dragging that stupid. And I'm simply saying to you, those who will be the powers that be, pay close attention to Councillor Samuel Sanka. Very, very close attention to him.
And I just want to throw in this one.
Go ahead.
You remember the sheriff,
Yeah.
Danrad Singh?
Yeah. That's what they used to call him.
Why do you used to call him that?
I don't remember.
He used to go around with a gun.
Okay. I didn't know.
And he get locked up for killing a UNC counselor?
Me ain't know about that. Me ain't know about that. But we use Getty's archives.
Mr. Paula Spain.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pastor Google and Aisha.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, Aisha, this is Buju here. You know what frightening about this whole thing? And I see that on the inside one time when I see that on the Facebook, with this gentleman went there. The first thing comes to my mind is Kamala might say is a UNC. I mean a PNM, right? And then now, right, they could have repercussions because we see in the past already now what has happened with people then who more or less do the right thing then. Right? That the UNC and them didn't like a thing then. So that what I say, Aisha, you see that is what I worried about. That gentleman was taking a stand and doing the right thing for his body system. How can you go tell the people and them do not go there when the first further because they can say, I don't get to the morning time I shall come out your door. There's local government representing you. How can you go tell the people like that and you want to be leader again at this country? But if I'm saying now, who want wish to destroy the first make them mad. They want to destroy their own self without paying them even raising a finger, Aisha. Thanks for taking my call, Yamugo.
Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you so much. I see people name calling in the chat here. I'm really too young to remember
Hello.
that thing.
All right.
Caller, you live?
Hi, good afternoon, Mrs. Wells and Pastor Google.
Hi.
Yeah, I call the lady first because we are the gentlemen.
Yeah.
Pastor Google, let me just show you and Aisha into just a little moment of imagination. The UNC has gone rogue, right? We could all agree on that. It has gone rogue. It doesn't care about the country, doesn't care about the citizens from the granular level as far as councillors and local government is concerned, right? What if the PNM goes rogue along with the UNC? I mean, you guys have been looking at local politics for a very long time and analyzing it. At this point, the PNM is the only thing that stands between order and anarchy in this country. And I want people not just to take this as a talking point. Look at it from an order and a chaos perspective. That is why it's so important that we do not, even in this local government election, every single one from the person that is 17 years old to the person 18 years old to the person that almost reached the grave that support PNM must go out and cast their vote. Is very, very important. This is not just a talking point and the UNC going blah blah. They have gone rogue. And I ask the question, if the PNM goes rogue as UNC, what will happen to this country? Thank you, Pastor Google and Mrs. Wells.
Thank you very much. Aisha, well, somebody talking about something there.
What's that?
You remember, hold on, caller. You remember when Skippy had a meeting in Himalaya?
I remember.
And what the UNC did?
They didn't go up there with placards to throw Skippy off the stage. Talk about bacchanal. Skippy couldn't even talk in the meeting. I am telling you, councillors should be scared.
Listen to this one too. You remember when ILP had a meeting in
God, they
Shabonas?
mash it up.
And some fellas went there and get two Johnny Walker and a box of KFC and whatever.
You remember when we went by the waterfront? They bossing a set of supporters who didn't know why they was there to mash up the meeting. But you getting tapped. You think it's joke? I telling you that man had to be frightened now.
People are them gangster.
He need 24-hour security. It's gangsters he dealing with.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my sister.
Hey,
Aisha.
my dear brother.
And good afternoon to you, Pastor Google.
Mr. Paula Spain, you recall anything I was talking about?
Yes, the councillor Suma thing. With the sheriff was charged for murder.
So wait.
How that situation went down?
Let Mr. Paula Spain tell you.
Suma Singh was a UNC councillor.
Okay.
Apparently, the great corrupted system of the UNC was above. The sheriff attempted to
put himself in a place where too much things said, no, I am not in that. And all of a sudden, Sumar Singh was at a bad house, and he was disposed, dead. The sheriff was arrested for murder, and at one point of time, they said the sheriff had caused me death, but it wasn't true.
Wow.
But he eventually was freed. So Sumar Singh lost his life, poor fella, because he was an honest UNC councillor that didn't want to be corrupted. But when I listen to Tabaki, I said, Lord, I mean, I sat in your room. This morning on TV6, I had to tell Tabaki, you the same person who caused Aisha to believe that I would have somebody carry news and said, you came to me on my job and tell me how corrupt Ms. Bissetta and them was, how corrupt the UNC and PP government was, and never you again. So this morning and other days when I hear you, Tabaki, I said, Lord, I mean, you change your skin. The only people I know that do that, or you know the animal, would have changed the skin. So Tabaki, oh God, give me a chance now, red car on your tongue, all kind of things. You remember that, Aisha? Aisha? You must remember that one.
Yes, I remember. A red car was marking here all over the place.
Yes. Oh God, man, Tabaki. We know you and Kunji and all you with all your deceptiveness, and I want to finally tell all you. When we hear about this conqueror again, you will hear that he could never even run again. And I call him in it clear. Rami saw that if we put you back, would you intercept any allegation or any look of corruption?
I told you that. Ramesh tell him to ask him that.
What about Padre daughter?
Yes.
Because she talk about who the spoke with the opposition leader and who was lying with them. All you remember that too?
That's right.
Well, I just bringing all your update with something.
Well said.
Where Padre daughter never again was appointed to run. Padre, all you mustn't forget that, you know. And then finally Google. Make this a roadmap. We ain't care about party. We care about party, nation, country. So hell, keep that going, Google. I want to hear that until my ears get bust. And I want Tabaki to know that he cannot fool us. And you're running by Faja. Still by here where we could get you from head to foot with your deceptive, hypocritical way. Well, from today, don't come and talk to Paul Spain at all. I ain't taking no news again. You nearly make me and my sister through a wrong message was traveled. It's you who did come by me.
Oh, God.
Next thing. Thank you.
Papa.
What are you talking about?
He know good what you talking about. We could need that day. But I would say this. I would even go as far to tell Councillor Samuel Sanka, because we know they're listening. Everybody listening this show.
Yeah, we know
and
that.
there is proof of that all over
Yeah, we
Facebook
seen it.
right
We
now.
seen it, yeah.
I will tell Councillor Samuel Sanka, do not eat and drink anything from them at functions and events. I will even go as far as advising the goodly councillor from doing that. Because I remember there was a female mayor in a central part of Trinidad who fell out of grace with members of the party, who was a big wig in the party too, because of her alliance with Jack Warner.
Yes.
And up to today, she walking Shagona as mad as a batte.
Yes.
Me ain't saying them things just so you know, Google.
Yeah. We know what we talking about.
I know good way I saying, and there's also a Grenadian talk show host.
Oh, yeah.
Who all about the place trying to get back in people good books. After she too fell out of grace with the same UNC big wig and was all about the place telling people that they were Kobe and she. But you don't know that? This Grenadian talk show host was all about the place claiming that they were Kobe and her. She was all about looking for people to take the zombie off of she.
What?
You can't tie up Sanka, don't eat or drink nothing they offer in you. Take my stupid advice.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, God. Good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi,
Welcome
darling.
to Pastor Google Show. Pastor Google, good afternoon. Well, here now. I hear laughing. Well, mouth open, man, as the old people would say. Tory jump
All
out.
the time it jump out.
Yes, yes. Here now. Well, they say it's war when the elections start. It starts full blown. Because here what now, and I'm very happy that Aisha would come today to bring certificates and different information and things to show that they did it. So what you're coming to make the PNM look bad, like if it's something that's so wrong with what Dr. Rowley did. And you know the vexing part is that Anil on the radio bawling about the man walk out, then come to the meeting. Pastor Google just now. Let me take off my pot here.
Yeah, like she cooking, boy.
You can pass for food.
I put some sugar to bun. Here now, listen, and he's saying, look, he ain't come to the meeting. You call your own meeting and you ain't come to it. So yeah, he must come and talk to the chairs. His people and the balance of the chairs. Or they think they could always disrespect the man. And I'm very glad that people remembering what certain people in this country has done. The same country they're trying to mash up is the country they want to come in to run. You have people abroad reading all the nastiness that going worldwide on TikTok and WhatsApp and all that about this prime minister here and his wife and all kind. They couldn't get to the prime minister. They tried to crawl up the back. They couldn't get on him because they realize he had taken them on. They're going to the wife now. They're bringing in the family in it now. How low can they go? How low? People who not interfering with all, they're going to bring the family into the story. You understand? And they're going all out to mash up this country, and they want to get back in here to manage what kind of country? What kind of country they want to manage? So I'm very happy Aisha came there today to expose that they did it already, and it was nothing new.
Correct.
They're very nasty and undermining. And they're going to try to mash up this country. But 10 like them can't do that. And here now, going to say it like Mr. Napuna today. They ain't coming back. Right.
Thank
you. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Aisha, the name of the lady with Mr. Jack Warner, her name is Natasha Navas. That is the girl name. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we're hearing you.
And she's from Talbaro on the Mondo River Road. I know her very, very well. I say I have good retainers. And we have, and you see what I say? It's a fact. You have to be very, very careful. Remember the cake this already wanted to give the Prime Minister now? Remember the cupcake?
Yes.
You want to give a cupcake? Only remember those things. Let us remember those things. And I said this something a while ago. And we have to focus now on our PNM people, our PNM supporters. Let them know the importance of it. And come out and vote this local election like it is a general election. Because it are places that it have plenty PNM supporters in the area, but it is being run.
Caller, let me tell you this, sir. Let me tell you this, sir, caller. In local government election, all people want is water in the pipe, the road fixed, the drains clean, the grass, and the thing kept. Once you could give them that, they good with that, you know. You ever notice the voter base for local and general is be two different type of campaign and election?
Yeah.
It's because local is centralized.
Yeah.
People just go any which way and vote any which way. In local, once they get in the job done. Terry Rondon for years.
Yeah.
Eddie Hart for years. In places were considered marginal, these men held their, you know why? Because UNC people voted for them because they were doing a good job.
Yeah, they were.
And I'm saying, all PNM has to do is get out there, maintain the parks, the grass, make sure that the words are done, and people will gravitate towards them. A general election is a different story. But this local election, in my humble opinion, should not be a hard one to fight because UNC has given up the fight.
Yeah,
they're not going to come out to support anything that you're doing. You just do what you had to do and allow them on the side to ramble and grumble. They're getting tied up with their support base. They think the racial lines will always remain and they would have a base to hold on to where they could fight war with. But that is no longer the case because people just really want representation. I'm real glad you had me on your show today, you know. I feel like a real guest in this studio.
That was good.
Can I have some refreshments? Name my bottle water, self. Who is this? This is our street or
Your mic off. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google and Aisha.
Hi, honey.
The topic going real good this evening, Aisha. You're coming very early, darling.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I want to ask you? If your birthday is in August.
Yes, August the 16th.
Oh, and I is 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so
Yes,
skip.
man.
Manning was the 17th too? Manning and David Mohammed, I think.
I don't think so.
Mr. Manning was the 15th or the 17th?
I don't think my member
Who is
parliament
the
fall in
15th? Pastor Google?
No, I think Skippy is the 15th.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
And the Prime Minister the same day with me, man.
Yes, and David Mohammed is the 17th too.
Look, somebody asking Pastor, where is the food for the Queen?
Yes, man. Real good people.
Yeah, nice people.
Darling.
Born leaders, born leaders.
All the topic this evening is nice, it's nice.
Thank
you know
you.
It is. So have a blessed day, yeah, darling. You and Pastor Google. Okay then.
All right, thank you very much. Aisha, waiting about booking on Saturday, girl.
What do you mean? We come and have a little nice Saturday show now, Google. Thank you, darling. Have a nice little Saturday show now.
Talk to the boss now.
You do all the research, and I just come here and cause a scene.
Talk to the boss.
The boss does listen. I'll call him. Good afternoon to the boss. He come back from Grenada yet? He was over there playing jab, you know. Where you saying covered in mud and oil? He was in Grenada, so I'm not even sure if he's back yet.
Okay.
George, if you're back, call me now. We have a plan for a Saturday show.
You will drama thing, yes? You like drama. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon. It's Aisha.
Hi.
I just wanted to know that the reason why they don't want local government reform. And this is the reason why. You see the penal, not the penal, you see the Paria Regional Corporation?
Yeah.
That's the Paria Regional Corporation. That is where all the bacchanal taking place. If you have a $5,000, you can get a work. So they don't want to let go of that. They don't want local government reform. They wanted to stay that way. And all the people that they're giving that work to is the same people who voted them in every local election. Every local election they voted them in, and they have to still turn around and pay $5,000 for work in that corporation.
Imagine that.
I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. So they don't want local government reform, and what the PNM people have to do when they come around for the local election. You just have to stay by a gate and ask them if they for local government reform, and once you
Caller, you know what we also have to do? We have to properly articulate what the reform would do for the people.
Yeah.
You see, if we could sell that, that's all we need to know. We need to properly embark on an education campaign and a communication campaign of the plan, and we're good to go.
Yes, correct is right, Mr. Correct is right. That's the only thing I have to do.
I don't know why they don't hire me to advise and thing with elections, you know.
Yeah.
I
go work for free.
Me working for free.
I working for free.
Me working
Google.
for free. I work for free for 10 years.
Well, that too, eh? Wait is Marky to tell me. I working in the spirit. He said, I don't want spirit, I want money. Thank you, caller.
Oh, gosh. Hey, Aisha, my time going down.
You have to give more time, or?
Aisha, you can't give... You doing that? Listen to me. Precious Knell must be done making her way upstairs already. Let me take this last call, and then you will make your last comment. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sister Aisha.
How you doing, my brother?
Peace and blessings to you. Good
Blessings,
afternoon,
Brother
Pastor
Sterling.
Google.
Hey, Uncle Sterling, what's going on?
I get quiet and humble. Google, you bring out where I was telling you all the time, and Sister Aisha come and back it up this evening, Pastor Google. And every time I call the name Pastor Google, you just put in a disclaimer, Pastor Google. Pastor Google is showing up in your eyes now the type of people that we have representing we as opposition in Trinidad and Tobago, Pastor Google. I tell you the type of people, Pastor Google, we have in the parliament paying taxpayer dollars to, Pastor Google. I tell you about these people, Pastor Google, they no jokers. Why you feel everything they walking out? Miss Kamala Prasad Bisesa could tell my black African princess that she can't slave master name, but I want them, all them people who she make ain't come out in the meeting, and the purchases that they have, I want them to know that is slavery. Miss Kamala Prasad Bisesa have them under. Have a pleasant evening, Pastor Google, Sister Aisha. This can't get into your program, you know. What's it be back? But blessings to your big sister. And all you take care from me, please. Thank you, kindly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Aisha, closing words.
All right, Pastor Google, I want to thank you so much for having me as a guest on your show today. I hope that we get a program very soon, two of us together, to be able to do this again. And well, I could say, have a good day and all the best, and bye, people.
All right. See, Aisha, come on 4 o'clock this afternoon. Aisha Wells will be continuing the discussion with the counselor. Precious is already by the door. I need to make my way to the door. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Is it all right if I give you some Caribbean reggae music? Worship this afternoon. Well, everybody just dance with you right now. We are to magnify the name of Jesus. Yes. The song goes like this. Watch it. Look. So we stand and lift up our hands. Hey, for the joy of the Lord is my strength. Hey, so we bow down, worship Him now. How great, how awesome is everybody help me say. We say. So we say. Give us some music again, please now. Right now where you are, in your homes, just begin to worship the name of Jesus. The song, love, we say. So we stand and lift up our hands. Lift it up. For the joy of the Lord is our strength. Yeah, we bow down and worship Him now. How great and awesome is everybody. Help me say, yeah, we stand and lift up our hands. For the joy of the Lord is our strength. Hey, we bow down and worship Him now. How great, how awesome. Say, holy is the Lord God Almighty. One more time. The earth is filled with His glory. The earth. Hallelujah.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for the program The Final Hour with Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr. and his wife, Nikki Garcia, for the Bible study every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mark chapter 16, verse 15 says, "Go into all the world and preach this gospel for every creature, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation."
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
Yo, this is a Big Mike, not the mass man, the health man. Are you one of the 40 million people suffering with joint issues like rheumatoid arthritis?